What's up, folks?
What's up?
I'm Chris.
I'm Sean.
And we're the Whiskey Noobs. So this is another episode of
Jam Jar Bourbon Jam.
Yeah, and this is a blind sample.
It is, we have no idea.
From JJ over at Jam Jar Bourbon Jam on Instagram. Yep, she's one of the... Was she... I think JJ might have been the first to send us samples.
She was
JJ was the first to send us samples.
Yeah.
And she sent them to us blind, and we started this whole Jam Jar whiskey series.
Yeah.
So it's
amazing.
It's pretty interesting because JJ has kind of a eclectic, is that the right word? Approach to whiskey.
She does.
She's very open to things that are a little off the beaten path, a little more unique, different maybe finishing techniques or newer distilleries.
Very open-minded, and her palate when she describes things is like impressive.
Incredible palate.
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah. She tries to be modest, but
no.
Then you read one of her reviews for Drink Hacker, and it's like, why are we doing these? Why? Are you just getting laughs out of us? Like what's the? Yeah. But it's okay.
No, we appreciate it. It's fun.
So some of these samples we've loved.
Yeah. Last couple we've enjoyed thoroughly. I've bought bottles based on it.
We've had some pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We've also had some stuff that wasn't really our thing. Wasn't really our jam.
We learned a lot.
Yeah, we did. And we've had a lot of fun doing this series.
It wasn't really our jam jar.
We never know what we're getting with one of these jars.
No.
It is never what I would say is generic whiskey.
Nope.
Like we never get a basic bourbon or basic rye. There's always something really interesting.
Yeah.
And so we're on to sample K.
Yeah.
And we're going to pour some samples here. We got some really good jars that are full of a ton of whiskey. Got to be really fair. Sean doesn't like it when I over pour, so. Are we getting close?
No, we are.
I think your Glencairn's actually smaller than mine. You get an off-brand.
We have to do that on camera?
You get an off.
Damn.
Oh, this table is going to be so sterile by the end of the night. It's just so much whiskey on this tabletop. It's just there's no germs here.
Who's doing the pours here?
Oh,
we getting any in the glasses?
I tell you, I don't know what's going on.
All right.
All right. So again, we do not know what these are.
No.
So we're gonna nose it. We're gonna taste it. We're gonna try to make some guesses as to what's in the glass. We'll talk about proof a little bit, and we'll say what we think it's cost,
What we would pay for it,
and what we would pay for it, and whether we would seek out a bottle.
Yeah.
There's one thing that really comes to mind when I smell it. Tobacco.
See, okay, I'm getting a light tobacco, but I'm also getting like a ginger snap and a little bit of earthiness.
I see your earthiness. I don't get sweet from it.
And I raise you some medicinal.
Okay, I'll give you medicinal.
Okay.
Might have to be digging a little bit for it, but there might be some medicinal in there.
Okay.
But to me, it's definitely tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
and it's tobacco. I'm not getting a lot of sweet off the nose, though. Really not.
I'm getting some underlying, like, really rich sweetness, but it's not overpowering. I guess where I'm getting, like, the ginger snaps from. Look, we haven't crossed into dirty sock territory, so we're good here.
No, this is a safe whiskey.
Yeah, it is.
We are in safe territory. There's a very good chance I'm going to like this one because the nose.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's a nice nose.
Super interesting. Like,
oh, okay. So after refreshing with the coffee, there's more sweet in this.
okay, that's what I was gonna say. I was getting a lot of sweet off of it, but
Yeah, I'm getting less tobacco now and getting more sweet.
But the more you nose it, the more some of those earthy kind of tones come out. You know.
Now, it definitely has an earthy note to it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into the palate.
Do it. Oh wow. Yeah.
That was a spice bomb.
Yeah. That was rye. All day long.
You think it's rye?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm getting a lot of cinnamon from it.
I'm getting cinnamon, but that doesn't mean it's not rye.
It's dry. It's kind of dry.
Yeah, like a Chardonnay. Yeah.
That's a good pour.
I mean, it is. I enjoy that. Like, that was, yeah. There was nothing about that I disliked.
It's dark.
See, I'm not getting dark out of it.
If it's a rye, it's on
the dark side
the
of
darker
rice.
side of rye.
See,
The
I'm not
dark
getting,
side of rye.
I'm
That's a new term
for a future episode.
Yeah, they get the dark side of rye.
Yeah. See, I'm not getting any of the chocolates that I get from the darker ryes. It is definitely dry. And definitely cinnamon. I think it's rye.
It could be a rye. If it's a rye, it's maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, it's got some age to it.
Because I'm getting more of the wood notes now on that pour we just had.
See, I gotta cleanse. I'm not getting the wood notes.
I'm
not getting any of the finishing.
I'm definitely getting the wood on the finish.
See, I'm not getting that. I'm getting all the other stuff. The vanilla. Now I'm getting a lot of vanilla on the nose that I wasn't getting before.
No, this one's we're not. Our palates aren't matching up tonight.
Like, no, they're not.
We're
I don't know what's
normally
happening.
We're like synced up.
Like Wonder Twins unite
Yeah.
or something. Like I don't know what we need to do, but like
your palate's off tonight, Sean.
I knew it was gonna go there. Knew it.
Yeah, normally we would agree a
Sean?
lot more, but no, I definitely get the cinnamon. We both agreed on the cinnamon. I definitely get the earthy stuff from it.
Yeah.
It definitely has an earthy tone. It's good though. I mean, it is good.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's a good pour.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm enjoying the uniqueness of it because it is very unique. I can't think of anything I've had that really offers what this does. But
I'll go with you on the rye.
Okay.
Just because it doesn't taste enough like bourbon, but it also doesn't taste like a quintessential rye to me.
It's not quintessential, no, but I'm getting enough rye things in there
Yeah,
that I'm
I'll
like,
give you that. If I had to choose, like if the scales were tipped rye or bourbon, it's definitely tipped more toward a rye.
Yeah.
But if it is a rye, I definitely...
Or an extremely high rye wheated bourbon, if that even exists.
Yeah, there's something else going in here. It's not...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely something else going on in it. If it is a rye, I think it's a little bit older. I think this has some age to it.
Yeah.
I don't get any of the grassy notes that I get from a younger whiskey, and you didn't say grass, which is something you get from some of the younger ryes, maybe?
I do. Grass and mint is usually what I get.
I'm not getting any mint from this.
No, I'm not either.
So it's definitely tasting like an older, if we're going with your assumption, a rye, I'm going to say maybe it's an older rye. Proof-wise, it's no slouch in the proof category, but it's also not hitting heavy. So if I had to guess, I'm going to say this one is between... let me try it again.
I'm going to say this one is about 95 is what I'm going to go with on the proof.
I think she's a bit hotter than that. I'm going to say 100 proof.
Okay. You're going at 100. I'm going at 95. I think the hot I'm getting is from the rye.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's 100 proof.
Okay.
If it's higher than that, then it's really friendly.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, so price. What would you pay for it, and how much do you think it sells for?
Yeah, retail. I'm going to go with about $50, $45, $50 is what I would pay.
Yeah.
I think it's probably about a $70 whiskey.
Okay.
Bourbon.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a hard one because with JJ, some of the stuff we get is so unique or so off the beaten path that it comes at a premium. Right?
Yeah.
So there's a premium cost in there, and so that's kind of skewing me a little bit. I do think that this is on the higher tier of pricing. So I would say that this is probably north of the $80 price tag.
Yeah.
What would I pay for it? I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that it'd be something that I would seek out based off of this port. It's good, right?
Price would determine.
Price would definitely determine.
Yeah.
I would not pay $80 for it.
Yeah, that's why I said 50 because I feel like 50 is one of those reasonable things that
I'll say $40 to $50. $40 to $50. Okay. I'd be willing to pay that for it. I still don't know whether or not I would seek it out though. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good, but I
don't have anything like it on my shelf. Or
Keep having to go back to it.
I don't have anything like it on my shelf that I can.
Every pour or every sip I have of it, the wood notes come through more and more. Every time.
Every sip I have is more and more rye.
Seriously, really not matching.
I know. No, I know. I don't. I mean, that's okay. That's good. But I really like you're getting the wood notes. I'm getting more and more rye. That spice. That.
I'm on the fence on this one. I'm on the fence on this one. If it had a good enough story behind it, if it was from a distillery that I thought I'd like to support,
sure,
that might sway me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave this one up in the air until I find out what it is.
I would put it on my shelf as an interesting.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I would put it on my shelf as an interesting.
It's not mind blowing. It's not bad. It's a good whiskey.
Yeah, it's definitely not what we some of the previous ones we've had. Yeah, but it's
Are we forgetting anything?
What is it?
What is it? Yep. I guess we're there.
I think you're both going to be shocked on this.
Oh no, JJ.
It is Barrell Dovetail.
Oh no!
All right. So admittedly, I don't know a lot about the Dovetail.
Yeah.
So
I don't either.
It's a beautiful bottle.
Yeah, it is.
You guys were way off on the proof.
It was a 118.
It is 124.34. That is specifically
now we're
pulled
officially
from their
alcoholics.
label.
there is a disclaimer here. I said that if it was a higher proof, then it's very friendly.
Yeah.
And I stand by that because if you've watched any of our previous videos, proof is something I'm usually fairly good at, right?
Yeah.
This is a super friendly proof.
Yeah, you said 100. I said 95.
There's also another caveat to this that we had 4 whiskeys prior to this whiskey. And 2 of those were
warmed up. Yeah,
we've been warmed up.
Yeah,
so
we have.
The pump has been primed, and the proof.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be hard for us because we've gotten so accustomed to higher proof.
After a pour or two, we're going
to be like
we need
130. Like what is this?
We need a 160.
Where's the 160 at?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's what I'll say about Barrell. I passed on the Dovetail a couple of times. I think we've talked to people that have had the very first release of Dovetail and were amazed by it.
Out of all the names that they associate with Dovetail, it's the least interesting to me.
I agree, and
when I hear
passed on it every time.
I don't know why. It's the least interesting. Because what's the others? You got like the Infinite Barrel Project, right?
Yeah,
I mean that's so cool.
Yeah, and every quarter or every few months they put something out.
Then you got Cask Strength.
Yeah,
or is it?
There's all kinds of Cask Strengths. Yeah.
So I mean, the Dovetail to me just hasn't been something I've ever been that drawn to.
But here's what I want to say. The Dovetail to me paints like a finesse almost. You know, when I hear Dovetail, I think of something that has a lot of finesse to it. And so when I drink this, it's soft. It's got some finesse. You know, it doesn't punch you. It's got some.
See, I think woodworking, but.
So,
all right. Yeah, absolutely. Of course you do. Yeah, of course you do.
So it is just whiskey finished in rum, port, and Dunn Vineyards Cabernet barrels.
Wow. So
Which
this
is where it gets to the dry. Remember we said it was dry.
So this is just
a
wild one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a wild one, and that makes a lot of sense. So it did it say it was rye or bourbon or what?
Do we have any mash bill on it?
You said just whiskey, right?
It's just.
I mean, and Barrell is a blender anyway. So I mean, they source all their stuff in from really crazy.
So we're thinking this was already a mix of whiskeys.
Yeah.
So was this a mix of whiskeys that was then finished in these rum casks?
It says woody bourbon.
Woody
finished
bourbon.
In
woody
Dunn
bourbon.
Cabernet, toasted French oak.
So this is a bourbon.
Late bottled
We don't know.
vintage port pipes and black
Did you say
strap
port
molasses.
pipes?
Port.
Port. Oh,
Port.
I'm like, what's a port
Did you
pipe?
say
Late
woody bourbon or you say woody whiskey?
Woody bourbon.
woody bourbon.
So it is bourbon.
Yeah.
But I was
it's been-
confused by this one because to me it wasn't bourbon and it wasn't rye. And the only reason I
more rye
leaned
with it.
rye was because it wasn't screaming bourbon. But
You didn't let me finish.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The last of this. So we said woody bourbon with the Dunn Cabernet,
good.
toasted French oak, late bottled vintage port pipes, black strap molasses casks,
Whoa.
all working in tandem to create a buttery and deep whiskey as unique as it is delicious.
all right, I'm a big fan of Barrell.
Yeah. Huge fan.
Let me say that first. I'm a big fan of Barrell. some of the whiskeys we've had from Barrell have been the most complex American whiskeys we've ever had.
Good stuff.
The only thing that's ever came close to complexity has been some of the scotches, right?
Sure.
So complexity being more than like 3 flavors, right? That's what I mean by complexity, right?
Yeah. This is complex.
But I'll be honest with you. Everything you just said seems to me like maybe they've complicated it too much. Seems a little overdone.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know what they're going for. You know,
seems really.
My last final drink after I heard all that, after I heard all the, I mean, I was like, hoopla.
You bought into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So we know Barrel prices. They can range a bit. So it's between $80 and $120 probably.
That's a $90.
$79.99.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's worth that. I still stand by it as much as I
would
enjoy
rather
Barrel.
pay $50 for that. I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
and I'm not. Yeah,
I would seek out the other barrels.
I mean, how many bottles of Barrel have we bought? Like 6 or more, and so we clearly are okay with the price on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that this particular one, I don't know, just didn't do what the other ones have done.
It's good.
Yep. Not trashing it. Loved it, but I've had a couple other bottles that I've really enjoyed more.
It's good whiskey.
Yeah.
It's good whiskey, and for that price point, I think it would be a good recommendation for somebody.
Absolutely.
If they're looking for something that's a little more interesting, that has some crazy finishing techniques, it sounds like they really went kind of overboard with some of the stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost me. There was like 2 or 3 different barrels involved there.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this. I think this is meant as a journey whiskey. Like you drink it, and I don't think it's meant to pin down. So JJ,
thanks so much, JJ.
That was good. That was a good pour.
And again, this is
a lot
one
of great conversation.
Of all the barrels we've had, this is one that we've not tried.
No.
So it's kind of cool to have.
And it's available to us. We just haven't picked it up.
Yeah, we can find this one on the shelf. Yeah. I'd imagine it's like all the other barrels. There's probably multi-year releases. So
yeah.
Do we know what year this was?
I actually have a picture of
that'll be important too.
It doesn't say the year though. It says her bottle is number 10,104.
And here's what I'll say. Following JJ's page, I know that she's tried this on her page and enjoys it. And enjoys it a lot.
That was going to be my next question. Does she enjoy it?
She does. Yeah, I can tell you she enjoys it a lot. And
do we get tasting notes? Did she provide tasting notes for this one?
Her tasting notes.
The nose is rich and thick and wafting of fresh baked apple pie, dripping in warm caramel. It's 124 proof, but it's smooth. All the heft of the maturity without the runaway burn.
Okay.
Yeah. How do they do it?
Yeah.
So it just seemed like she did enjoy.
Can I say this? The empty glass smells freaking delicious.
It does. And I'm getting all that apple and stuff out of the empty glass for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that smells really good.
That was good.
Well, the beauty of this one is we have more of it.
Yeah.
So
we can revisit it later. I mean, that's
come back to this one for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're watching this video on Instagram, head over to YouTube. Please subscribe. Ring the notification bell. You'll stay up to date on all the new videos we have. Have to try it again. Ring the notification bell. You'll stay up to date on all the new videos. Nope, we're getting a shake from behind the camera. Ring the notification bell.
It's the bad glass.
Ring the notification. Ah.
Yeah, that one's off key.
Hey.
And it is smaller.
Hey.
Okay.
This is the difference between knockoff Glencairn and a real Glencairn.
Yeah, because this is not a Glencairn.
Right?
Yeah.
So we got... Yeah, that's
sharp.
Yeah, no good.
Or flat. Is it flat or sharp?
I don't know.
Flat.
Yeah, it is flat. That's bad flat.
Yeah.
Oh.
So ring the notification bell. You'll stay up to date on all the new videos we have coming out.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube, please go over to Instagram and give us a follow.
We're a hoot over there.
We're a hoot. A hoot, he says.
Hoot.
Plenty of shenanigans.
Yeah.
We do lives over there with some pretty incredible folks.
Yeah.
We do morning coffee content. You just have to check it out to know what I'm talking about. And it's a lot of fun, different edits. Please go over there and give us a follow.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. We need more whiskey. But
more whiskey to come.
Cheers till next time.
Yeah, cheers, y'all.